All right, had a good couple of response practices. I just told the guys the intensity of today, and I felt them today, and I say that in a way in complimentary to their approach to practice. Still things we're going to have to clean up, but this team has done a good job. Even through disappointing circumstances of the way they've approached the work. We've got to make sure that we're applying the work come Saturday. But I thought that they brought the right mentality when it comes to what it needs to look like and the intensity that's preparing them for the game. And everybody wants to, but be able to have that transition from practice. The continued investment in technique, fundamentals, communication. I thought they did a nice job with that, and now it's everything from now until Saturday. Once again for the application of it. So I thought it was a good work day, and we'll see how the rest of the week continues to transpire. But I like the way that it is trending.
Brendan, what confidence does that give you? I know you're focused on the week, but the response give you for the outlook of the entire season that they handled this?
Yeah, I try not to get to where all of that is. It's still about this week. It's still about being able to take where we are in the moment that we're in, and then be able to put our best foot forward. And if we do that consistently, then you'll look up however many weeks from now, and you'll see the desired response, of a team. And I've got a lot of confidence in this group. I really do, and I believe in how they're going to play. I believe in what they're going to be able to apply. And we got it's a very competitive game that's in front of us here Saturday. You see a talented group that can present a lot of different problems in every phase. And so I want to see our best football show up. I want to see complementary football. We've done that at a high level at points throughout this year, and we're absolutely going to need it on Saturday.
You mentioned Pitt with the tackles for loss. I think it was on Monday. Just in general, their run defense seems like they don't give up a whole lot of explode. Is that just them throwing bodies?
Their run pressures are really good. I think that Coach Narduzzi, Coach Bates, those guys have been doing it a long time, and it's traditionally one of the most explosive defenses when it comes to tackles for losses. Getting after the quarterback, run, being able to defend the run. It presents some great challenges for us. They're going to force the issue defensively, and we got to do a great job of playing with our eyes. Working to try to keep them off balance, and then take advantage of the opportunities when we can get in space.
What do players like Kyle Lewis or Shane Biles present the difficulty with because their ability to play to every direction?
Yeah, no, I think when you look at their speed, athleticism, those guys play with great twitch. You feel their movements, and if you are delayed, confused, if you don't take the proper steps, they can definitely expose you. So they're guys that can definitely force the issue, and good players.
Liam, with Lewane, just the way he's approached recovery, getting back, and then we saw obviously the result wasn't what you guys wanted, but he had a good performance against Miami. What has he kind of done now to get that kind of starting elevation? Yeah,
I think he's had a really good week. Bless you. They had a really good week this week as well. You can see the confidence that's continuing to grow, and he's kind of put himself in a position where he missed. He unfortunately missed a good amount of fall camp, and with that setback, he attacked every day in the training room. He attacked his rehab and all the things that he could do, and then there was no drop off when he got back. He was ready to go attack the field. Now with every rep, he's continuing to grow, and I think you just feel his confidence. We got big expectations for him. Here. In the immediate, and a lot of excitement about what the long term is going to be. So just want to see him continue to stay the course.
With their quarterback that comes in and looks like that, I assume you just assume he's the quarterback now. So when you're looking at film of him, you just have the one game, or do you go back?
No, you have one game, and then you can look at high school stuff, but it's he showed a lot in that first game, and he showed it with accuracy, timing. He was able to push the ball vertically down the field. Got extended plays, so you could see a little bit of his movements. They've got a talented quarterback room, and it's one that we've got to be prepared for anything we might see. But yeah, I mean, the freshman, he had an outstanding performance. You'll hear this last week against BC.
Bob?
Coach Randy Pittman's knowledge of this offense, what you guys want to do, various things in terms of play calls and schemes, and he can run the Wildcat and kind of manage like a quarterback in certain plays too. How many options does that open up as far as what Randy can do? Just
Yeah, I mean, it's endless possibilities, and he really, and this skill set, provides for that too. And that's one of the things that at that position we like, seeing guys that have versatility, guys that can, can be able to line outside, inside. Obviously Randy unique with the running style as well, being able to play some wildcat, do things like that. But no, he's just I think he's a great football player, and his versatility really opens the door of creativity, for coaches, and and then his knowledge and understanding of the game and what he's being asked to do is what really I think is one of his best qualities.
Peter?
Coach, we don't know for sure about what Desmond Reed's injury status, but assuming that he does play, what does really bring the element, have to prepare for him?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the most dynamic players in the ACC. I think when you look at this last year coming in, he's got speed. He's extremely shifty, can catch the ball. Obviously what he does in the run game, but he is he's a dynamic player, and I'm fully expecting him to play this week. And I think he dressed out and went through pregame and all that stuff last week. But I mean, this is we're gonna get all of this football team that you'll hear this Saturday. So he's a great player, and definitely somebody you got to account for and do everything in your power to contain.
Do you expect Ashton Barker to play, and what does he do for his secondary in the sense of building?
Yeah, I mean, Ash, I think we're trending the right way. I mean, it's really probably going to be more of a game time decision, but he's gotten practice the last 2 days, which was a necessity to be able to have a chance. And so I mean, he's trending the right way. But Ash brings a great deal of physicality, speed. He was somebody that's playing at a high level, within the secondary, and I'm definitely excited about the opportunity to be able to get another great playmaker in the back end, back there that just to elevate that expectation of what we need to do. And so I mean he's played really well this year, and ready to get him back.
We have time for a couple more, Brendan. Multi-layered question. Irish hotel. Is Micah Pettis, is he trending to play? And I guess regardless of his status, some of the younger offensive tackles, Dr. Daniels, where are those guys at, Lucas, in their development?
Yeah, I mean they're continuing to progress, and I mean I think that coming out of fall camp and the work that those guys did, what I'm continuing to see them do on a weekly basis in practice. I mean they're pushing, and I think Micah we'll see how everything kind of continues to trend. I think he's definitely getting better as the week unfolds, and we'll probably have a better assessment once we get to the what do I call it, the release of availability, release, accountability, whatever you want to call it. Yep. But so that's no accountability. All right, but the availability report, we will probably have a better sense of where Micah is there. But he is trending better. And then I think you see those young tackles. I mean they're both young, kind of in their journey, and continuing to get better. But also I like the versatility of the guys we have. Whether it's Adrian. He was forced to kind of go out there the other day at tackle. Rizzy has some flexibility in what he's been able to do doing both. And so really a lot of competition within that room.
Last one, Corey.
Is it, you go from playing a quarterback that
2 for 1 or
just a 1 for 1,
Wow.
1 for 1. Yeah, you got it. You go from playing a quarterback that's played 30 career starts and all kinds of games to a guy that's playing his first road game. Does the mindset for the defense have to change a little bit as far as like maybe you can confuse this kid, you could rattle this kid, where Carson Beck is a completely different animal as far as showing him different looks and trying to create pressure and rattle a younger quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, you obviously we have to disrupt the quarterback. I mean, that's whether it's a guy that's played 30 games or it's a guy that's playing second game. I mean, we have to make them uncomfortable, and you can do it a variety of different ways. I mean, we've got to continue to apply continue to improve applying pressure on the quarterback, being able to force the ball out of their hands, being able to make sure that whether it's a different looks to get them off the point, being able to try to create some of those defensive explosives, and then or coupled with, it's the variation of things they're going to see in the secondary, whether it's man zone, how we're matching, different concepts. I mean, that does allow us the opportunity to be able to create more takeaways, and it's something that we have to do. I mean, it's been a big part of the focus, throughout this year, but obviously continued to be magnified these last 2 games where we're -3 over the last 2 games in the turnover margin. So we have to get that fixed. That has to be a big part of the application here this week, and for every interception or forced fumble that we can create, obviously that's continue to help us be where we want to be. So it is. Yes, an awareness with the guy that's only in the second game, but it's also, it doesn't matter who we're playing. We've got to be able to force the issue when it comes to that.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you guys. Y'all have a great one.
You too.